everybody. This is John Socelli, your executive pastry chef at Fiddler's Elbow. Hope everybody's doing well. And back here also, I have an assistant today. This is my daughter, Charlotte. Say hi, Charlie.
Hi.
Charlie's gonna help me make buttermilk biscuits. So what do you say we get cracking?
Yeah.
All right, first thing we want to do is make sure the oven is preheated to 400 degrees. We're going to mix 5 cups of all-purpose flour. Next up, I've got baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons, baking soda, 1 teaspoon, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. Already mixed up in here, I'm just gonna add that in. Then we're gonna throw some sugar in there. Because a little sweetness is good with these. Not too much, because later on, we're gonna brush the top. I'll tell you more about that later. All right, so we're gonna do 2.5 tablespoons of sugar. Now we have all our dry ingredients together. What we like to do is take a whisk and just mix it up. Next, what we're gonna do is add shortening. So this is regular Crisco type shortening, vegetable shortening, boom. That is 1/2 cup, which is equivalent to about 4 ounces. And also 4 ounces of butter cut into dice, little small cubes. You do that with a hot knife and just kind of cut it up and add that as well. Okay. To make the most tender, delicious, awesome biscuits, I like to mix it by hand. You also want to make sure your butter and your shortening are chilled. You don't want to have it too soft, or else it's just going to blend in and you're going to end up with something like cookie dough.
You want to have those chunks of butter. Those pieces of butter are essential for the rise in the oven. Creates pockets, and when it burns off in the oven, the steam creates the flakiness that you want in biscuits.
Shout out to my videographer, Charlie, doing a video here for me so I can have my hands free. So now we're gonna take 2 cups of buttermilk. I'm gonna make a little well in the center and just pour it in. Still looking pretty shaggy, almost crumbly. That's good. So we're gonna put it on the countertop and work it a little on the table. Just gonna work this a little bit by hand to get it to come together as a dough. Okay. Again, if it still seems a little dry, you can add a little bit more liquid just to get it to come together. A little extra liquid's not gonna hurt it. Too much flour will hurt it. A little bit of flour on it.
To make it less sticky on your hands.
Yup, because you still gotta move it around.
Okay.
All right, so Charlie just gonna mash it up a little bit. All right, don't squeeze it too hard. Just trying to put it all together. We're just gonna fold it, and this is gonna help it come together more and also create more layers. Now I could use a rolling pin, but I feel like using my hands. Totally acceptable. I'm gonna fold that over. All right. Now, there's still some nice marbling going on. You can see there's little pieces of butter in there. These little streaks is all shortening and butter, and that's gonna help give you some nice fluffy biscuits. The reason why we use part shortening and part butter is shortening makes it fluffier, butter makes it tastier. So that's about how thick you want it. Over here, I have a baking sheet with a silicone baking mat on it. These things are great. You can reuse them a million times. They can handle all kinds of heat and cold temperatures. You can also use parchment paper, wax paper, whatever. All right.
Look at that. My hands are shaking.
Why?
I don't know.
I drank coffee, not you. Some nice biscuits right there. They don't have to be perfect. They're gonna taste great. All right, so there's your biscuits. Now we're gonna brush them with a little remaining buttermilk. And that gives it a nice color on the top when it cooks, so it's not so plain looking. Brown's really nice, it just looks good. There you go. .400 degrees. In we go. 12 minutes. Biscuits are still warm. This is warm. Oh man, look at that. For those of you who do not know, I co-own a hot sauce company called Jersey Barnfire, and we have some really delicious hot sauces. So we're gonna take some of this hot sauce right here, Strawberry Scorpion. It's delicious strawberry hot sauce flavored with scorpion peppers. I'm gonna add some to the honey butter. Oh yeah. Mix that up. Just a little bit. You can add as much as you like, depending on how hot you want it. And we're gonna brush some of these biscuits with the hot sauce butter, with the honey. So it's gonna taste like hot strawberry honey jam, basically. Can't really go wrong with that. All right, so that is Biscuits 101 right there. Look at those flaky layers, honey butter on top. Fantastic. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, you could shoot me an email. I'd be happy to answer them. And happy baking. Hope you all staying safe and enjoy.